I thought it was really good to be able to see so many guys get involved. Like the way we started out, and then I like the way we finished the game. Being able to run the football the way that the guys did, I thought Stetson had great command. I thought our defense made plays early. I like the way that Josiah Stewart was able to get to the quarterback. What a great play by Cam Lampkin. I thought the coaches did a great job being able to get those guys ready to go. Greg Williams, awesome job on the defense calling the game tonight. I thought the communication from the coaches to the players was on display. Thought Mike did a great job being able to mix it offensively, working in collaboration with the coaches, and Chase and Ben had the special teams ready to go. So a lot of cool stuff. I thought our runners ran really hard. They leveled their pads off. Blake, Ja, it was awesome to see Cody Schrader when we ended up really being able to get off a couple chunk runs in a row right there, and he was seeing the ball. He was seeing the field really well, and I thought our guys were getting good removal. And I thought Stetson did an excellent job being able to distribute the field. Saw things well. I thought we got in and out of the huddle, and so I'm really happy for a lot of guys making plays tonight, and it was cool to see how excited their teammates were for him as well.
What was your takeaway from Matthew's workout this morning?
It was awesome. He looked good. He threw the ball really well. There was no limitations in terms of the types of throws, deep, intermediate, short. We were moving the launch point, and he felt really good. And so we're looking forward to progressing him back into practice on Monday. But it was a good step in the right direction.
Is he still dealing with pain or discomfort in his back?
I don't know. That's something that you'd have to talk to him about.
Coach,
sorry, Dennis.
That's okay.
Just how many passes did he throw? Did you guys chart?
You know what? What would you guess, Gary?
I don't know.
He got around 60 or 60 to maybe. I think it was 68 throws. Right? Is what I would think.
All right.
How's that? I love you, man. No, it was 60 plus though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Coach, what was your impression of the wide receivers today?
I thought they did a great job. I think Coach Yarbs, Nate Shieldhouse, Rob Calabrese, they do such a good job of, getting these guys ready to go. I love the catch that Mumfield made before we brought him out, on the tip ball on the seam. It was a great throw, great play by him. I thought Brennan Presley made some plays. Thought guys blocked. It was cool to see Covey catch the corner route. So I was really pleased with the receivers overall. They did a nice job.
Coach, you talked about Stetson Bennett as far as just his maturation throughout the course of time, and you guys building that chemistry and really learning. What's some of the things that you recall that you talking with him about to get him to this point that really you felt really stuck with him?
I wouldn't say anything for me other than just the consistency of how he's approached each day. I give Dave Ragone a ton of credit. Their relationship is pretty special, and Dave does a great job of being able to develop really special relationships with all of his quarterbacks. From the time he's been coaching them, I think there's a really cool rapport that those guys have with each other, because Dave, having played the position, really understands it from, a player and a coaching lens, and it's not a mistake why guys play their best, when he's leading the way for that room. But Stetson was awesome, and really I think the amount of reps that he's able to, that he's been able to get, whether you go through the spring or really especially in training camp, if there is one positive from, Matthew not being there, it's that both Jimmy and Stetson have been able to get some reps. Now, we're really glad that Matthew's going to be back doing his thing, but the overall command, I thought he got through some progressions really well today. He hit Drake Stoops on a backside in cut, seeing the field really well. Even just being able to hit Brennan Presley on that corner on the keeper down in the tight red area. Did a great job of executing on the 3rd and 1, hitting the little, skate route off the boot. So he was awesome, and I loved how he responded after. It was a hell of a pick that they made when we tried to push the ball down the field, but he was awesome, and he was totally present, and love what I saw from him.
Coach, you mentioned the removal along the offensive line.
Yeah.
There are two guys in particular that I want to ask about, Beaux Limmer and Justin Dedich.
Yep.
The versatility and depth that they bring to the offensive line room. What did you see from them? And then conversely, Chris Paul Jr. Was really flying to the ball.
Yeah.
Talk to me about his game as well.
Yeah, so I think the first part of your question, I think Justin and Beaux did an excellent job. And being able to both play center and guard spots, Ryan Lindell does a great job being able to move them around. These are guys that played a lot of valuable snaps for us last year, and they're going into their second year. You've seen growth, you've seen maturation. Both these guys have a physical style to their play and a toughness. They're smart players that understand leverage and angles. So I thought they were key and critical factors today with a lot of good things that we were able to do. And Ryan's leadership has been outstanding, as well as Zach Cromer, Brian Allen, and Coach Munchak when he's been around. And so that's been awesome to see those guys. And then it's been great to get Pooh back out there. He's a run and hit type of guy. I thought you felt his presence. You felt his range out there. He missed a little bit of time with a soft tissue injury, but it was awesome to be able to get him going today. And He's got a good game day demeanor. I was pleased with what I saw from him.
What did you guys see that led to kicking KT Leveston out to left tackle?
In terms of just him in general, really, we kind of bounced him back and forth between guard and tackle just based on the nature of some depth and some of the numbers that we have. Felt like that was going to be the best opportunity to be able to allow him to have a successful outcome, and it looked like he did some really good things there, Adam. But it was really, we've kind of been moving and matching guys around. But all right, let's start to see if tackle is one of those spots. He is a guy that can play guard, but just based on kind of the totality of what that room looks like right now.
Will
Shuffleboard,
Matthew be able to take part in team drills on Monday, or will most?
It'll just be individual on Monday with him, and unfortunately, we'll have to cancel that practice with the Chargers. I think they're a little bit banged up. Talked to Coach Harbaugh, and so. Bummer that that we weren't able to get that done, but I totally understand, and we'll figure out a way to get great work against ourselves.
It looked like Josh Wallace was playing a little safety today. Is
Yeah.
that something that you were just trying out, or do you consider him like a
Josh is so versatile. You look at it, and Josh, he played corner, he played star. I'll come to you, Gary. I'll make sure I get your question. But Josh is really versatile. He's got a lot of ability to be able to play in a lot of spots, and because of the way that our secondary is shaped, where we've got some safeties, when you look at Tank can play dime. You look at Quentin Lake can play the nickel position. And so Josh's versatility is really valuable. I don't know if I had it on my bingo card of him, slamming somebody and then standing over him. I don't think he meant to be able to do that. But I love the way that he played, and then we'll learn from that. But Josh is all about the right kind of stuff. He's a Ram through and through, and he exclusively played safety tonight, and I thought he did a really nice job. Coach Beek and Aubrey, Mike Harris, those guys do a great job with that back end as a whole. Go ahead, Gary. 68 balls. How many?
My colleague Ira has a question.
What'd you make of Jarquez Hunter's 11-yard gain over there in the third quarter?
Yeah, I thought he really just ran well overall. You talking about on the 3rd and 6th run?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great run. I thought it was great removal that we were able to create, but you guys can see, and we've mentioned in the practice settings, he's got a great body lean that he runs with, and he's falling forward. He's getting guys where, when they're trying to be able to get those knockback tackles, he's knocking guys back and finishing forward, where what might be a 4-yard run ends up being an 8-yard or a 7-yard run, and that's been in alignment with what he showed at Auburn. He's really picked up where he left off from Auburn with us, and I thought tonight was a really positive one. I thought that was a great call by Mike on 3rd and 6 as well.
Coach, what was your thoughts on Xavier Smith?
Last one, yeah.
Yeah, I thought Xavier did a great job. He's just getting better and better. And you look at going back to his first opportunity in a real game to return a punt last year, ends up flipping the field and making a play that, we had to have to be able to win our first game last year. And he just continued to grow as a receiver. He's got so many things that he can bring to the table, but he's a punt returner. He's a guy that can play gunner for us. I thought that was a huge 4th down catch that he made. You talk about a trust throw where Stetson ends up sending that down the field on a 4th and 6. He comes away with it. And so X-Man's done an awesome job. I'm happy for him. Want to just see him continue to grow. And it's really cool to feel that's a pretty consistent theme with a lot of the guys from tonight.
So Stetson, how are you different now than you were a year ago this time? What have you learned?
I think just more mature, more comfortable in the system, tighter with the guys, I think all that.
What's some of the advice that you resonated with you as far as when Dave were gone, as far as building that chemistry, and also what's some of the things that you remember from Coach Kirby Smart when you were there, as far as that helped you where you are right now?
Well, I think the most thing with Rags is just day after day we're just doing the same thing, just continue to grind, don't get bored with the basics, and then that goes back to Kirby, which is just chopping day after day, and just keep working, and if it's not as good as you want it to, then there's going to be ebbs and flows, and just keep on going.
What expectations did you have for yourself today?
Just play each play as it is.
You spread the ball around quite a bit in the first. You hit a bunch of receivers, and Sean just praised you for going through your progressions, and are those two things related, and how does that reflect your maturity?
Yeah, I think I've kind of always been that way, just spreading it around, and yeah, I just trust my reads and just go through it. I think sometimes I went through it a little bit too fast, and we'll go back and watch the film and see that. But yeah, I think it's just being more comfortable with the system, yeah.
Stetson, we saw you connecting a lot with Blake Corum tonight. Can you just talk about that, working out with him and performing?
Yeah, I mean, he's a stud. He runs hard. And we'd like to get good football players the ball. And, let them go work. You know, I try to just get the ball out of my hand and to those guys. So.
How do you think you played today? How would you evaluate your performance?
I thought I played pretty well. Yeah, I thought I played pretty well. We'll go see some stuff. You know, I was glad that I didn't try to force it on, you know, 2 throwaways. Sometimes you got to throw the ball away and in the drive with a kick, a punt. Sometimes, I thought I played pretty well, but obviously there's going to be things to clean up.
I know you mentioned being closer with the guys. What's it like having a guy like Matthew Stafford, who obviously is another Georgia guy in the locker room, and just kind of how you use him as a mentor over these last few years?
Yeah, I don't think there could be a better guy in the room than Matthew. You know, a guy who's seen it all, been through it all, highs and lows, and just the way he goes out and handles each day. You know, people throw it around, he's a total pro, but, you know, I mean, 9's 9. And, you know, I try to learn as much from him and just apply the best I can.
And I know going back to your journey, like you've had just a unique path to just being a walk-on and now being able to be on the Rams. I mean, what did you kind of learn about your own journey and how have you kind of made to this point?
Yeah, I don't know. Just treat each day as it is, and like I said, like it's not going to be a straight uphill climb. Like it's going to go, it's going to zig and it's going to zag, and there's going to be ebbs and flows again, and just keep, you know, trusting the process and chopping wood.
Stetson, a little bit on the mental resilience of this team that was definitely evoked from last season. Can you speak to, I mean, you know, Kyron just coming off his extension and what he went through his rookie year. Coach has talked a lot about this team's sort of mental fortitude. Do you feel that as well in the locker room?
Yeah, 1,000%. I think, like you said, like ending it the way we did last year, even the way it started. I don't know. I think this team's tough as nails. And, I'm excited to get back to work on Monday and just keep going at it.
Stetson, have you adjusted anything about the way that you deliver the ball, or has your progression really just been all in the mental side of the game?
I mean, I don't know. You're always working as a quarterback, always kind of trying to fiddle how you throw it, how you grip it. It's probably changed a little bit, and that's just reps and reps and reps. So
it seemed like, if I have this correct, like before you threw the 4th down pass to Xavier, that 3rd down, you just kind of, I don't know if you just dumped it or whatever. It was like short, but then you got the opportunity on 4th down.
Right.
Can you kind of just take us through mentally how you go from not getting the 3rd down and being ready to deliver on 4th?
Yeah, I think it's just the next play. That play doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, we wish we would have hit it. And we'll go back and we'll talk about it and we'll do better next time. Now we got to go get a 1st down and 4th down.
On 4th down, was that a confident builder completing that pass to Xavier?
Yeah, it was. For sure. And what a heck of a catch. I mean, tough. It just, you know, he can roll and X is the man. You know, he comes to work every day. It's another guy that, you know, talk about, you know, just chopping wood and going at it every single day. For sure, a huge, instead of having to, you know, give the ball up around midfield, going down there and scoring a touchdown, that's a huge momentum builder.
Stetson, most quarterbacks, especially quarterbacks, talk about coming out of college, how the game speeds up. How much of that is a reality for you, and is it slowing down in the way you actually feel it?
I'd say, you know, for sure it's fast. You know, I was blessed going at Georgia, going against, you know, I mean, you see what they're doing now in the league. I mean, just absolute animals. And so I think that helped going into it. And then, again, just reps and reps with Rags and these guys just, you know, building it day in, day out. For sure, just slowing down a little bit, becoming more comfortable.
A few years ago, you were a rookie playing in your first preseason game. What did you see from Jarquez Hunter tonight in terms of countenance and performance?
Yeah, tough. Sees it well. I mean, I'm trying to carry out my fake. I'm sure there was a few that I didn't carry out my fake. I'm going to hear. You know, as I got to carry out my fake. But, I mean, hard nose. I think all of our guys ran hard today and carried it well and saw it well.